If you're someone that has a big feeling in your life, which means you know you're meant to do bigger things, you know there's something out there for you, you need to watch this video and you need to make 2025 the year that you get out and do your own thing. Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Twinkle. I am a 26-year-old full-time content creator based here in Dubai. And today I'm going to share the mindset shifts and grounding thoughts that I use in my life daily to manifest success and manifest it quickly. Two things are important: success and speed. If you're watching this in December of 2024 or Jan of 2025, end of year period, just know that your dream life exists. It can happen and it is within your reach. It's just about shifting your mind and being ready to receive those blessings. And today we're going to figure it out step by step. All of us have incredible potential within us. Some people are able to manifest success a lot quicker because they don't have the hidden layers of fear, whereas some people take a longer time and they tend to have more hurdles on their way because of their mindset. Most of my early 20s, the biggest thing that I worked on was the way that I think, the way that I approach problems, and working on smaller habits in my life in order to achieve that big success and that big money. Ready? Let's begin. The number one step to unlock your full potential and attract your dream life is to have a strong vision for yourself. I actually developed this habit at my old job because at the beginning of every year, we would kind of think about what we want to achieve this year and where we want to take the brand. And that's when I started thinking of stuff like vision. I never had that before. So at my company, we would think, okay, what are the kind of brands that we want to work for? What aligns with us? What are the brands that we don't want to work for? Or what is our brand positioning now? What was our brand positioning a few years ago? We always had to think, is this on brand for us? I started adopting that mindset into my life, which is, what are the kind of habits that I want? Is it on brand for me? Does this align with who I am as a person? If I'm speaking to a guy and he seems lazy or, super laid back, and even if I like him, what I ask myself is this on brand for me? Is this what I want to achieve in the future? Does this align with who I am as a person? And anything that does not align with that vision of yours, you need to remove it. Eliminate that from your life. These are the hurdles and the distractions that will stop you from getting there. And a very simple and practical way to think of this ideal version or the highest version of yourself is to imagine a day in your ideal life. By the way, ChatGPT can do this for you. Just tell ChatGPT the kind of woman that you want to be and ask them to prepare an ideal day in your life. The answers are brilliant. Okay, I've always wanted to be healthy, joined the gym this year, got a personal trainer, lost 7 kilos. Fitness is now a part of my life. Second, how do I want to dress? I now put effort into the way that I look. I get my hair done regularly. I get my nails done regularly because that's the kind of woman that I want to be. When someone sees me, I want them to think that I'm always put together. I'm achieving that. If you have that clarity in your mind of where you're headed, it will impact every decision that you take starting today. I want you to see it. I want you to feel it. I want you to experience it. And I want you to know that that is a future version of you. And all you need to do is put in the work and you will become that person. Informative video on how to make a vision board for 2025 that actually works right here. So make sure to click that and watch it after this video. This is a very powerful tool that people like Oprah Winfrey and Will Smith use on their daily life. They talk about visualization in depth and how incredible it has been in their life. Step number 2, and this has been a game changer for me: recognize envy as your untapped potential. So when I was younger and when I was not living my dream life, or when I was not doing the things that I knew I had to do in my mind, I used to be very envious of other people. So when I see another person's success, it would cause a lot of discomfort in me. Then I read this quote which basically said that envy is untapped potential, which means if you feel jealous looking at another person, it's because somewhere in your mind, you know that you're not doing the things that you have to do. And seeing another person do it is what pisses you off. It's not their success. It's not the fact that they're doing well. It is simply you knowing that you're not putting in the work. So the next time you feel envious and jealous, you can channel that energy and that emotion in order to better yourself. That can look like starting a YouTube channel, or reading more books, or finally going for that dance class, or finally opening up that little business that you've been thinking of all along. I use envy or jealousy as a way to figure out what someone else has which is currently lacking in my life and what I can get. So for example, if I see a woman living in this beautiful penthouse and it causes some kind of discomfort in me, I know that, okay, maybe this is something I want over the next 3 to 5 years in my life. So that is a good goal for me to start working towards now. Next time you see someone, I want you to journal, okay? I want you to take a book, write down what you saw in that person, and I want you to connect that to your life, which means today I saw this person having this thing in their life and it's completely lacking in my life. And it makes me sad because I've always wanted this feeling or this achievement or this certain thing. Here is my action plan on how I want to attract more of those in my future. Speaking of envy, I also want to add one more thing. Do not sit or encourage that envious feeling for a long time. Envious people, I've also noticed, tend to be very unappreciative in their lives, which means they don't look at their own success and be happy. So envy to an extent is good, but after a point, you need to know how to reframe that and practice gratitude. The third mindset shift for me has been telling myself that I'm the luckiest person ever. There was a trend on TikTok, I think 2 or 3 years ago, called the lucky girl syndrome. Many people have shared their experiences about, how saying I'm the luckiest person ever for like a month or two gave them a promotion at work, gave them money out of nowhere, made them happier. And I've actually been doing this for about 4 years of my life. In every single vision board that I've made, you will see the word luck. And the reason why I actually started doing this is because when I was about 13 or 14 years old, I remember my mom once sat me down and she was like, you're a very lucky person. Like, you barely work hard, yet you get everything that you want. And she kind of meant that as like a backhanded compliment for me. I think because I wasn't studying well at school. Whereas my sisters, on the other hand, they're super hardworking. They would spend like 12 to 14 hours studying every single day. And they also used to get their success. But my mom used to compare us and my mom used to tell them, oh, you work so hard, but it doesn't come your way. I think she was trying to make them feel better by affirming that they work hard. But what that ended up doing is give me a lucky mindset, which means I started believing that I don't even have to work hard and luck just comes my way. Whereas for my sister, she's developed this mindset that she needs to work twice or thrice as hard as everyone else to get a sliver of success, when that wasn't true. So now that we both are older, we're able to recognize these patterns and kind of challenge and reframe those. And there's actually a very interesting thing that I listened to yesterday from this podcast that Stephen Bartlett did with Vanessa Van. And she basically said that there was a study that was made where 2 groups of people were asked how lucky they were. One group said, yeah, I'm a very lucky person, like good things come my way very easily. And another group were people who believed that they were the victims in every aspect of their lives. And they both were given a newspaper and asked to count the number of images that were in the newspaper. What they didn't know is that on the second page, there was a big text that said, you're lucky, there are 42 images on this paper, you can hand it back. The group that believed that they were lucky actually saw that and turned the paper back in and said, there are 42 images in this newspaper. Whereas the people who constantly believed that they were unlucky didn't even see that. And they ended up putting in a lot more work to find these images, and they also ended up having more errors, which means that if you think you're a lucky person, you will attract luck into your lives. The way you think about your life itself will change. You attract those opportunities and you implement those opportunities into your life, which eventually makes you lucky even more. So if you've been following me on Instagram, you'd know that I glamorize everything. If I get a press invite to a location I've been wanting to see, I will say, oh my God, I'm so grateful, I'm so lucky, what the hell. I exaggerate everything in my life because that is me affirming to myself that I'm a lucky person and good things come my way. If you're in a house that is safe and sound, tell yourself that you're a lucky person, because there are many people who don't have that. If you have a monthly salary that can cover your basic needs and give you a good life, thank the universe, thank the God, and tell yourself that you're a lucky person, because there are many people that don't have that. The next tip, start doing, not just planning. There is nothing that is doing apart from doing. Stick with me. A lot of us think that planning is doing, thinking is doing, dreaming is doing, talking about it is doing. I'm so sorry to shatter your dreams, but nothing is doing the way doing is. So if you've been wanting to start a YouTube channel, creating a content calendar is not doing. Planning the next 10 videos that you want to do is not doing. Until you post your first video, you haven't done it, and don't give yourself that reward. And one of the best ways to start doing is simply giving yourself a deadline. Whenever my friends come to me with a certain goal or something that they want to do in their life, the first thing I ask is, okay, great, when are you doing it? Simple. I don't ask them the plan. I don't ask them what they need, nothing. Because that planning phase, that analysis paralysis where you're sitting and comparing options and all of that will slow you down. Set a deadline and then work backwards. Nothing creates results like action. Planning does not create results. Thinking about it does not create results. And a very quick way to create action is, number 1, like I said, set a date. And number 2 is to work towards it every single day. Not for 2 hours, 3 hours, nothing. Just 5 minutes. That's all, okay? So you need to be taking small, imperfect steps every single day. A very simple tip that I can also suggest for this is, I want you to create a to-do list just for this one specific goal that you're doing. Let's say in your to-do list, you have go to the doctor, pay your bills, clean your home, take an everything, shower, you have all of that. I also want you to create a small column, start a YouTube channel if that's your goal, and then write down 3 things or 2 things that you can do in order to get closer to that goal. And an example for this for me has been to join the gym. I've been wanting wanting to join the gym and get fit for years. I finally did it this year. I didn't think too much about it. I just went to a personal coach. I went to Suhan and I gave him my money and I was like, here, you make a plan for me. And right after I stepped out, I called my friend. I was actually gonna cry because I hated the gym so much. I called her up and I was like, I've paid now. I have no choice but to show up, and I fucking hate it. I already know that I'm gonna hate it. What ended up happening was completely different. I got fit, I got healthy, and I finally started incorporating fitness into my daily life. And I think about it all the time. If I never just went to the gym and signed up, I would have never had the benefits of the gym right now. I wouldn't be enjoying a fit life or a good body. But it is that simple action of just giving him my money that day, which now gives me an incredible life. So stop planning, start doing. Embrace delayed gratification. I'm someone that gets things very quickly and I'm quite impatient. I want results ASAP. I am that person. And in the past, it has stopped me from so many things because I commit to one thing for like a month or two. I don't get the results. I give up and I haven't reached anywhere in my life. Delayed gratification changed this entire year for me. Example, once again, was the gym. The first 2 months to stick to it without seeing results was so bloody difficult. But I'd always tell myself, delayed gratification, just put in the work now, you will reap the benefits in the future. And so did I. Within about 3 to 4 months, I did get into my ideal shape, and now I'm able to fit into clothes that I love. I look great. I look in the mirror and I'm in love with my body, and I'm just so glad that I stuck through. We're in this age now where not a lot of people can actually stick to a habit. They can't do it. People are so used to getting what they want instantly, which also means that a lot of people are not able to physically stick to things longer. So if you master the art of delayed gratification, if you sit and hustle through the slow periods, you will be light years ahead of them. And I'll tell you one more thing that I'm working on now, which I hope and believe will get me benefits in the future, is my YouTube channel. YouTube takes time. It takes a lot of time to build because you're spending like 2 hours filming, another 6 to 7 hours editing, right? So it is work. But I also recognize that it takes time for everyone. So it's not just that it takes time for me. But my evil plan is that I am going to be that person that hustles through it and that sticks to it. And before I know it, I'm ahead of everyone. And there is this book called Atomic Habits, which everyone knows, in which James Clear talks about this period of plateau or boredom. So he says that the top performing athletes, right, the thing that sets them apart from good athletes or great athletes is simply the fact that they stick through the boredom. They show up for their training even when they hate it. This is where the magic happens. It's that period of boredom and plateau where things entirely change. A thought which has helped me a lot in this is the time is gonna pass anyway. A lot of people, they want to do their masters or they want to travel or they want to commit to 6 months in the gym and they're like, it takes so long, I don't want to do it. But the time is gonna pass anyway. 6 months is gonna pass anyway. 3 years to do a PhD, whether you do it or not, is gonna pass anyway. You're growing older anyway, so might as well do it so that by the time you're 29 or 30, you have the things that you are striving to get. We've come to the last bit to unlock your true potential before 2025, and that is to challenge negative self-talk. So the same way that if you believe that you're lucky, you start attracting more luck. If you believe that you're a victim, you will attract situations where you are the victim. You'll always be the victim. You'll always be the negative person. You will always have horrible things happening to you. And when you engage in negative self-talk, you're also encouraging negative situations. You always have to remember that your thoughts are not facts. Your feelings are not facts. Which means even if you think you're the worst person in the world, does not mean that you are the worst person in the world. Every time you have a negative self-talk, I want you to just take a step back and observe that thought. And I want you to find a way to reframe that. So if you feel like a very lazy person, oh, I'm such a lazy person, I want you to reframe that and start thinking, I find it a little bit hard to stay consistent, but I'm actively working on it. You don't have to change it from I'm a lazy person to I'm a hardworking person. It's very difficult to make that quick shift in your mind, but you can challenge that and you can reframe that and you can bring it to a neutral mindset. You don't have to think that you're the most stunning person in the world, but you can think that you are a good looking person. And a great exercise that can help with this is, if you are stuck in this negative self-talk loop, take a journal, take down a diary and write down all the negative self-talk that you have, everything that you engage in daily, which is I am unworthy, I am ugly, I am lazy, every single thing. And I want you to create a separate column and challenge those beliefs. I am ugly or I hate my body, change that into my body does so much for me. That is not extreme, that is not fake. You don't feel like you're lying to yourself, but that is just a simple way to change that mindset. For me personally, the thing that I keep telling myself is I'm lazy, and it's because I struggle with procrastination. So the way that I challenge myself is by saying, no, I am consistent, I'm a hard worker. Sometimes I just need more rest. Sometimes I just need more productivity productive environments in order to thrive. So I'm giving myself grace while also addressing that there are some things that I need to change about myself. So it is so important to challenge negative self-talk, because if I think I'm a lazy person, then I'll always behave like a lazy person. So if I believe that I'm lazy, I'll just say, yeah, I'm a lazy person, that's why I'm not going to do it. Another little exercise that you can do is to start using sticky notes. So I used to do this before, which is write down things that I want to change or routines that I want to have in my life, and I would put that on mirrors. Okay, so it can be, I'm very hardworking, I'm lucky, like what I mentioned before, and I would put that everywhere. If you want to start changing your mindset, use sticky notes, stick that on your mirror, on your workspace, on your laptop, wherever it is. It will change your life, because you will constantly be reminding yourself to show up as that person. If you're watching this video and you're going through a rut or you feel helpless, guys, I promise you, okay, if there's anything that you believe from me as a person, it is the fact that your dream life exists, okay? And before you know it, your current self and your future self will meet. If while watching this video you've got pumped and you want to change your life around, I highly recommend you watch the video that I made about my vision board right here. If you watch this video and you do these actions, I want you to come back to this video a year from now and tell me what you've achieved and how you have leveled up your life. Usually whenever I come on my socials, I get so much advice from you guys itself. So if you have any advice for other people who are watching this video, tell us all a few hacks that you have used in order to level up in your life, what you've done, a few tips and tricks in order to achieve that dream life, because I am dying to up level my life once again in 2025. Thank you so much for sticking by. I'm going to be posting more such content on my YouTube over the next couple of weeks, so make sure to subscribe to my channel. And I'm a lot funnier on Instagram and TikTok. YouTube, I'm a little bit like put together. My personality doesn't come out fully. Also, my nose is itching. What the hell? But Instagram and TikTok, that's where I'm most myself. So make sure to follow me there. But yes, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, subscribe and follow me. And I will see you guys another time. Bye.